Hello everybody and welcome back to another VOD review. We've been doing a lot of these recently, but today we're doing something a little different. We're reviewing a bronze game, which quite frankly, I don't really help a whole lot of bronze and silver players on the channel, which is probably an audience that I should start helping out a little bit more. So I'm glad that I actually got chosen on Fiverr to do this. If you want to introduce yourself to the crowd, go ahead.
How you guys doing? I'm Sprinkles. I'm hard stuck bronze right now, and I've been playing the game for a few years.
Dude, I love your confidence. You're like, dude, yo, what's up? My name's Sprinkles. I'm bronze. Help me, bro.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that. But yeah, I mean, I know we talked a little bit before I started recording, but is there something like specific that you feel that's holding you back that is making you bronze?
Honestly, probably positioning wise, and I get really aggressive because I used to play DPS. But yeah, it's just probably those things, but maybe there's things I haven't noticed yet.
Positioning, aggression, okay, that's totally understandable. What I will say is that there are definitely ways to tap into that as Ana, but you might be doing it the wrong way. Without further ado, I mean, if you're ready to go and just start talking about the VOD, I'm good to get right into it.
Perfect.
Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is nanos. I always talk about nanos. I know that you've been watching the channel for a while. Maybe you've seen Ana VODs in the past, but I always want to start off with who to nano and destroying that whole misconception of there's good nano targets. So what is like the main nano target that you're thinking when you are playing Ana? On your team, your team's on the left side. Who do you think?
On this team specifically,
yeah,
probably my Reinhardt.
Okay. Why do you think Reinhardt's a good nano?
Because like that's my friend, so I know that he's always front line, always aggressive. So, and he usually is always close to dying. So I use the nano to keep him alive and get a pick.
So you can use nano to keep someone alive. You understand that concept. That's great. A lot of people don't understand that. Here's the thing. In what situation does Reinhardt need to get the most out of nano? Like, where does he need to be? Does he need to be in someone's face, or does he need to be like far away to get value out of nano?
Definitely in someone's face. So
a big problem that I see a lot of players make is people always want to nano Rein, even if nanoing Rein is not very good given the situation. So if your Lucio doesn't have amp and it's really hard to close the distance on the enemy team, that's not a situation in which you want to nano Rein right away. But once that distance is closed and he's starting to actually cleave the enemy, that's a better nano. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The other thing is, you don't want to nano Reinhardt against characters like Ball, Winston, Tracer, Genji. Why?
Because they have, they have abilities to move away.
Yes!
Yeah.
Bro, are you trolling? There's no way you're
No, I promise.
Nah, bro. You're trolling. Okay, well, you're smarter than some people I know. Okay.
It's your videos, but I'm still stuck.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that I can still somehow help you out. Another nano target on your team. Who do you think?
I see they have a Rein, so probably McCree or Doomfist.
Okay, why do you think Doomfist?
Cause that's basically like the same thing as Reinhardt. Like he's always in somebody's face. So if they like try to push together, like Doomfist would be.
So what's the big problem with Doomfist? When can he realistically get out easily once he goes in?
Not most times, but like
if he's gonna hard commit and get a pick, it's very hard for him to get out. Yeah. The whole thing with Doomfist is his way out is kind of getting that pick in a lot of situations, unless you save like punch and you set yourself up to just slam and punch out. If you're going to try to hard engage in the middle of a fight and try to win a neutral fight right then and there, you have to just hard commit as Doomfist. So if he ends up doing that and your Rein isn't really engaged, nanoing your Doomfist is completely fine. I think something that a lot of people get blinded by is they're so dead set on combos like Nano Blade and Nano Visor or Nano Rein that they only nano those people. You don't have to. At the end of the day, nano is supposed to do what? It's supposed to win you the fight. If you're nanoing a lot and you're winning the fight with just nano, you're getting a lot of value. So these two characters are very good. Looking at what they have, Cassidy is good to nano in some situations. Why would he be?
Because of the Farah and the...
the pharmacy. So, I mean, if the pharmacy's getting a little too aggressive because they're looking to barrage and you want to try to take that threat out because it's something that you're not realistically easily going to be able to sleep because you have a weird angle or something, nanoing the Cassidy is fine too. The one last thing I would say is that nanoing your other support is okay if they're really hard aggressing on him, if they have grab and you're trying to like block the grab, and you need to nano him to stay alive against grab. In this situation, though, they don't really have a nano blade, so he should be able to just live without nano. I know that a lot of people think nano ball is good. I think it's okay. Compared to other people you have on the team, though, I would much rather prefer nanoing like the Doomfist. Yeah. It's just my style. It might not necessarily be correct all the time, but I like nanoing the Doomfist because I generally can trust those more. So against what they have, let's talk about positioning now, because you said that was a big problem. I don't generally talk about positioning at the start, but I think this is a decent thing. Where should you be playing in terms of... Let me draw you a line. Let's say that this is... Oh, okay. Software doesn't want to work. Here's a line. I want to say that like this line is behind your enemy, the yellow line. The pink line is like... this little area is area 2, which is like right behind your Rein, like very, very close. This blue area is close to your Rein, but not like super, super far. And then this lean area, the purple area, is you're in sniper monkey range. What color do you think is best, given what you have and what they have?
I think probably in the blue area or behind it on the left. Yeah.
So okay, the blue area is... How do you know this stuff? Okay, so blue area is very strong because as Brawl you want to stay relatively stacked. But the thing is that you don't want to play against... for a dive, for example, this pink area, you don't really want to play there if they have Brawl because they're just going to cleave you. But against dive, you're definitely going to want to play in the pink area. Does that make sense to you, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to take cleave from the rush. You don't want them to close the distance on you, but you don't want to play so far back that on the odd chance that Pharah somehow finds her way into the back line that she's going to kill you easily. So conceptually, like, you're with me here, which is, I swear you've got to be trolling, but you know what? Maybe you're not. So if you're ready to go, I'm ready to go. Let's start talking.
Alright.
So if conceptually you're fine, I think a big problem you might have is your aggression with anti-nades, because that is the most important thing that Honest need to do in order to climb fast, is to literally just use nade aggressively. I'm going to hopefully help you with this today.
Perfect.
So like right now, playing up here isn't really necessary. You could be playing down here and just looking to poke to get nano. Hit shots on the Rein, just get nano. You're not in any danger here, so there's no reason to really be scared. If they had a Hanzo or a Widow, that's when I would probably play a little bit closer to my Rein. And in all honesty, I'd probably be playing right here, just because when we thought about that positioning thing, this is sniper monkey range. This is close enough range kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to be scared on support. Trust me, in Overwatch 1, you do not need to be scared. Overwatch 2, things might change a little bit, but you still don't want to be scared ever. So right here, it's just lack of finding value when nothing's happening. You can find a lot of value when nothing is happening in bronze. Like, it is so imperative that you do so as well. Because right here, your team's looking to engage, which I don't necessarily agree with, but you could still help them engage. I mean, honestly, holding this statue is not that bad of a strat as Brawl on Blizzard World. So they're honestly not even in the wrong. The problem here is that you're not supporting their decision. And in bronze, you almost have to play dumb with people, because if you don't, you're just going to miss out on so much value. Okay, so your aim isn't bad. The problem here is that you're not close enough to your team and you're scoping in way too much.
Oh, okay.
I think when they're walking up all the way down there... Here, let me draw. When they're walking up from the staircase from spawn all the way down here, that's a perfectly okay situation which you can scope and shoot into them. But when the fight actually starts happening, realistically, we should be playing closer to the Rein, and we should be unscoped, looking for damage here, looking for damage over there. And if the Pharah's in the sky here, then we can just hard scope if she's not looking at me, and I just poke her out. A lot of this is just you're letting them get value when they're just kind of sitting there doing nothing, and that's going to happen a lot in bronze. So force the value in their face, and you're going to win so many more games, because you just hit that Junkrat 2 times in a row. I've seen worse. There's no reason you should be bronze. It's just that you're not applying yourself. So, do you know what scope actually does that hinders you?
FOV and like movement speed, right?
Yes. I cannot stress enough how important it is that you do not stay hard scoped unless it's like imperative you do so. There are ranges in which you should scope in, like we talked earlier, but like hard scoping is no, don't do that. Don't do that, because I don't know if you've ever seen an enemy Ana when you're playing DPS when they're scoped in, but you know how easy that is to hit?
Yeah.
And it also, that's not even the worst thing in Bronze, because quite frankly, no one's looking at you. It's more so the fact that you don't get as much information because your FOV is really locked in. So keep that in mind. Right now, honestly, I'd be looking to just get a little bit more aggressive with my team and looking for a nade. I see that my Rein is pinning in, so I'm looking for some form of value when he pins that Rein, so I'm ready to nade. That's what I'm thinking. And let's keep going here. So, see, bam, the Rein does get pinned, and look how big a nade would be here. Yeah. That's a 4-man ante. You win the fight for your team. The other thing is, if you're more aggressive, you throw that nade in, you get the damage value done, you heal the Doom, and then the fight's over. I want to see what you actually do. What you actually do is you play like a sniper monkey and you're very scared, and that's not good. Because now all this value that you could have gotten to just absolutely pub stomp the game, you haven't done. And you've let them walk all over you when that's just not what you need to do. You're much better than these players. Play like it. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever watched my stream, but you know I'm never playing like this in GM lobbies. And that's a GM lobby, not a bronze lobby. So right here, what it is, no movement. We're not playing aggressively with our team. We're not moving. We're standing still. We're playing it like it's, I don't know, Rainbow Six Siege or like Black Ops 2 hard scoping on Nuketown because our friends are better at quick scoping than us. I don't know if you understand that reference. But
yeah.
Yeah, right here, it's just we're not moving. Always be moving and being fluid with it, looking for aggressive nades. I think movement is honestly probably one of your big things because you stood still for like 30 seconds. Okay. So right now, the fight is realistically lost. You lost your Doomfist and Rein, and you could argue that they were too aggressive. No, you just weren't aggressive enough. You need to be there to support your team. You're a support. Don't be scared. Your team will support you. And now it's like you don't really know what to do because you've never played that fast in your life. So this is a lost fight, most likely. Then you're just going in trying to find value. Aggressive nades would have been better there. Let's keep going. Do you have any questions, by the way? Just stop me whenever you do.
No, I'm just learning.
Okay. Sorry, I need a drink of water. Okay, so you know they're coming up on Barrage. That's something you might want to save sleep for. You don't want to yeet it. So just keep in mind after some time that people start to get ultimates, and that's something to look for, as well as coalescence. You don't have to hit them, but it's nice to have them so that the presence and the threat of you having sleep dart is something they have to work through. So you're just walking with your team. I'm not against this positioning because I feel like your Rein's going to start getting aggressive here very soon. The bubble is used, so we're just looking for nades pretty much right now. When your team walks in, you're just chilling, which is fine. Right now, your Rein's starting to walk.
Sorry.
You're good. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're good. Your Rein's looking to start walking in. That's your cue to it's now my turn to walk in because he's the one that dictates space. He's the one that's gonna like want to use the nano, the one that wants to get the nades out. To be honest, your Rein's playing like a bitch. Like, respectfully, like he needs to be a lot more aggressive here. And he just needs to start getting in there. So right there, when you're playing today's VOD review, actually, that's releasing on the channel, when people are watching this now, it's probably going to be a week beforehand. You'll learn what I'm not even going to say it because you'll learn it from that. We could talk about it after, but waiting for bubbles until you start trying to go for antis. Right now, just chilling, looking to get heals from your support. Yeah, your Rein's just not playing aggressive enough. Honestly, if they're starting to like walk into your Rein like this, and your Rein is just standing there doing nothing, just nano him because that's his cue to walk in. So if I'm gonna explain what I mean here, because when you're playing with bronze players, it's you kind of have to take it upon yourself. And I think your problem here is that you're not being as aggressive as you should be, and people are walking over you when they really shouldn't be. So like, look at this situation. Remember what we said earlier about nano?
Yeah.
The Reinhardt has closed the distance here. If you nano, the pressure is immediately there, and they have to start doing things, and then you can look for nades, and it's a lot easier. The thing is, your Rein is so scared to walk in, and that's problematic. So if he's not going to do that, You just need to put it upon yourself to nano him, and that's his time to go. And then you can just win the fight then and there with one ultimate. Because of what you see here, the Rein plays like so scared and so passive that the enemy Rein literally gets to walk past your Rein and shatter your backline. That's unacceptable. So that's a way that you just could have pressed the aggression faster. To be honest, your Rein should have done it, but you could have signaled that to him psychologically. I know that sounds like weird metadata, but does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's keep going here. So this is probably lost. I would just be looking to take a fight on third. If you didn't know, there's a pathway through here to take down to third point. That's what I'd be doing right now. You probably don't do that. Wait, you guys actually win this fight. That's unreal. That was a good nade because it was an aggressive nade. Okay, not terrible. But like still, what is going on? Wait, oh, your team's holding cart.
Yeah. Confused.
You slept it, but okay. Honestly, execution from your team just could have been better. If you do that though, like you really could hold cart there. Like honestly, that bronze strat, I might try in scrims. Like that actually would be kind of good if you're running brawl, but you never really want to run brawl on this map anyways. Realistically, if you can get the cart to stay there, fuck it, do it. But I digress. Are you duoed with anyone in this game?
The ball and the Rhine.
Bro, your Rhine's your friend?
Sadly, yeah.
Bro, you're right. Tell him that he needs to get some big dick energy. Like, low key, show it. Bro, we're gonna talk afterwards. Your life's about to be changed. Deadass, bro. Just tell him to feed, and if he feeds too hard, and then he'll start learning when it's time to kite back the aggression. Both of you. Start being more aggressive. Make your presence known. Because he's way too scared, bro. Okay, well, you didn't need to nade that. You can just wait for the reload. He's not in any danger. That's gonna be something I give you a tip for. That was weird. Just walk in with your team. Something probably came up on your computer. Don't need to nade yourself. Nade aggressively. Remember that. Once that bubble goes down, bam, nade the Rhine, and he's dead. But still, your team is finding some value here. Honestly, I just think you need to be more aggressive with your damage and your positioning. That anti-nade does so much for your team. Look, he's half health and not getting healing. If your team wants to follow up on that, they will. And in most situations, they will. In that situation, people were coming back from spawn, but look what happened. They couldn't walk anymore. Instead of healing yourself, they're still going to walk at you. By antiing him, he can't walk at you because he'll die if he does. So keep that in mind. It's a very important tip. A sleep opportunity. That's a great sleep. Big nade. Do that every time. Like, literally, look what you did there. You walked in. You weren't scoped in. You slept him, and you anti-naded. Now, obviously, that's never going to happen in Platinum or, like, any rank that's higher than this. Yeah. But if you want to get out of this rank, do those things. That just won you the fight, and then you can nano your Rhine. Bam. Textbook. See, like, even in bronze, like, realistically, all that high-level stuff that I teach you, and that it's important that you know, like, sometimes, like, you really can just throw it out the window and just go for it. But I don't want you to do that. Like, I obviously want you to learn and play good Overwatch. But understand that, like, when they give you opportunities to walk in like that, you can. Your team just fed really hard there and didn't stack together. Great sleep. It's a good nade. Force out the bubble maybe, or at least get the kill. Like, understand that that's so much better than nading your ball here, because you can just heal your ball for free. In which that should be the focus for you. Aim isn't, like, stellar by any means, but it's better than a lot of bronze players, so... yeah.
I have my games.
Compared to other bronze players, like, this is good. In terms of aim. In terms of, like, aggression, you just need to not be scared. On Ana. Now we're looking at Bap, so it's a completely different scenario. Do you have any questions about Ana?
Ana, no. I think I got it all down.
You just can't play scared. You can't. You're losing on way too much value. You're not using nano fast enough because your teammates aren't being aggressive. Be aggressive with your abilities. You'll make mistakes, but you'll learn from them, and then you'll climb.
I think, like, with Ana, like, since she's a sniper, like, I think automatically I associated it with...
That is the worst thing to do.
Yeah.
And it's funny because so many YouTubers tell you Ana's a sniper, play in the back. That's not how you play Ana. It's not. In almost every FPS game, you never play a sniper like a sniper. You don't. Unless maybe Tarkov, but I don't even play Tarkov. Like, unironically, the sniper requires more mobility. Like, Call of Duty, quickscoping. Warzone, quickscoping. Apex, I mean, still pretty fast shots. You're not standing around a lot, you know? Like, snipers are mobile. They're not sitting in the back. You just have to trust that you're going to hit your shot, and it looks like you can hit them, so don't be scared of it. Yeah. So, if you don't have any other questions, Baptiste in this situation, you have a Moira, so maybe you look to do a little bit more damage, actually. It really depends on how good your Moira is, though. Honestly, right now, I'm just going to be looking for not wasting grenades when you don't have to heal, and immortality fields around corners. But honestly, I think Ana's just a better pick to win with in bronze, I'm going to be completely honest. I think if you just can consistently hit good anti-nades, she's very strong. But this isn't a terrible situation to play Bap, so let's see your Bap. You're not wasting heal nades in rotation. This isn't terrible. You just gotta reload before the fight starts. So right here, I would just be reloading before the fight starts. And immortality field because he's in direct threat. That was just... Make sure that you're not losing sight of what's going on in the front line while you're also dealing with this threat. So... If you see that they're taking a brawl against you and you're Ryan's crit and he's in danger, he will aka die. Just look to put an MO here. That was your mistake. You didn't use MO, so people are dying. And you are as well. We're walking back to your team, hitting that. Honestly, I would have just shifted there, but that might not be the right call. Yep, damage, cool. Damage, shifting. Shift faster there. You're taking damage, you know, use your utility to save yourself. You could have just shifted that damage out. Your Ryan also should have been a little bit more forward and helped you there, but I'm not going to blame that on him. You could have played better. Yeah. Your damage was good. You didn't waste your shit in rotation. You just didn't actually do stuff once you had the opportunity to, you know? Like, you had the opportunity to shift and get away there, maybe force them to get a little too aggressive, but then you died because of it, so that's on you. I feel like you know this stuff. It's just like now that someone's telling you, you'll know what to look at in practice. Yeah. Because like innately, I don't think you're a bad player. You don't seem like an actual bronze player. Like you definitely will climb. I've seen legitimate bronze players that will struggle and that need to really do a lot of work. But right now, it just seems like a really easy, quick fix. I don't know if I love going through here. Okay, yeah, you heard the tire and he's inside. Connect the dots, immortality field. Like, looking back at it, it's a simple mechanical fix. I think you know better. It's just, this is a tough game for you.
Yeah, this is one of my bad games. That's why.
And you know what? It's good to look at the bad games and understand what we can be doing better. Like right here, if your brig's not going to pack you, just left shift. Usually I would say wait for the brig to pack, but in bronze, sometimes people are not looking at their screens. And then you died because of it. So maybe use that left shift a little more often in bronze. I don't really want to hard give you that tip forever. I mean, if your healer's going to heal you, then don't use your shift all the time on yourself. But if she's not ever going to look at you, just left shift so you don't die. That's what this seems like. It's kind of the same with Ana, but if you're aggressive with anti-nades, you're preventing the damage that you would take, so it's not as big of a deal. But, dude, oh my god. Why has it been 10 seconds and people aren't walking back out of spawn? They're looking at their phones. It's been 15 almost.
Yeah, I messed up on that. Oh.
Honestly, I feel like you understand. Like, do you play a lot of BAP?
No.
It's just a practice problem. And, like, if you really want to learn BAP, I'll send you some guides, and then you can go from there. This just seems like a practice problem. I feel like you know what you're doing wrong. You just need to continue to make mistakes and learn from them. You know, like, Team gets grabbed, I immo grab around corner once I hear the tire. Stuff like that. Windowing, honestly, just windowing to heal your team would have been fine. Better than this. That's a whole slew of things. You actually might win this fight. No, you don't, because you don't have ammo. Yep. I think that's the last fight of the game.
Yep.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, let me just get wiped pretty much.
Left shift again, you didn't ammo again. You gotta make sure you use that before you die, even if it's a mistake. But okay, let's recap this, because I don't want you to get discouraged, and I also think there's things you can definitely get better at. I want to focus in on Ana here, though, because it seems to me like you're a lot more comfortable on Ana. Baptiste, there's so many, like, just very simple stuff that you know better. It seems like you know better, to the point where I'm going to just assume that Ana is the stuff that we really should take away from this. So, what I find interesting is from every bronze, silver, and gold player I have gotten the chance to review, their problems are very different. So, it almost makes me not want to make content to help specifically these players. Instead, I feel like it should be a case-by-case basis, and if you've really been struggling, it's more so look within yourself. Everyone that might be bronze and silver and wondering, well, how do I get better from this? Because honestly, maybe your positioning is great. Maybe you're playing to the book perfectly, but you're just not hitting a single shot. Like, there might be a really big flaw there. But yeah. Let's talk about something here. You just need to be more, I want to say, present. You need to be more present. And do you have a piece of paper to write this stuff down?
Yeah, I'm writing in my notes.
All right. Cool. Awesome. Look at that before you play. And that... Man, he's been an OG since day one. He knows all my stuff. Great student. Great to work with. Okay. Present. I want you to maintain being present in the fight. So here's the thing, right? Staying in the back and scoping in. You're safe. You've been taught that your whole life. Stay in the back and be alive. That's the most important thing. As long as you're not dying, you're winning games. That's what Jane used to say, inventor of esports. He also is the inventor of really, really bad habits. Like, very bad habits. Because here's the thing. Follow me here. If you're not staying present in the fight, and you're just staying safe in the backline, I could be sitting in spawn. But I'm just as effective as it being a 5v6. Because I'm not doing anything. My team's not in my line of sight. I'm not getting anti-nades. I'm nading myself. I'm whiffing sleep darts across the map. I'm not present in the fight. I'm not close. I'm not playing effectively. I'm scared. It's always this that I think about when I'm playing in those really high Overwatch League level games where I know these players are better than me. But I can't be scared because I need to make sure my presence is at least maintained somewhat. I need to make sure that I'm at least putting an effort to be present within the fight. So in that first fight, where I'm going to draw this here, where there's the statue and you're playing all the way back in Nom, for lack of a better term, over here, and then your team wants to rotate around the statue, that's out of your line of sight. But to be fair here, it's not really their fault that you're out of line of sight, because realistically, you have the opportunity to be with them. It's just not conventional that they're holding that close. But to be quite honest, in bronze, nothing's going to be conventional. You just got to go with the flow and just react accordingly to different situations. And that's why I think it's so hard to teach. And that's why I struggle with it. But with this specific situation, I'm confident that if you are more present, you're not scoping in as much, which is under this. Like, this is everything from movement, what I'm just going to say M, to scoping in too much and just avoiding that, which I'm going to denote as S and X. X as in, like, don't do that, not... You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That stuff, so long as you're not staying so far back and so scared that you're not doing anything, you're going to find a lot more value in terms of the presence thing. Do you have any questions about that?
No, yeah, I could definitely see where I need to be more with the team.
And that also goes with your main tank. Your main tank does not have to let the Ryan walk all over him. You can swing. You have an Ana to heal you. And when you swing, generally the enemy Ryan swings, in which the Ana hits the nade, and you win games because people in bronze will not know how to deal with that. Hell, people in masters don't know how to deal with that. It's really simple once you start getting into that. So if your main tank watches this VOD, be more aggressive, my guy. Be more aggressive on Reinhardt. Be that big dick Chad energy. Be the Boger. Be the Bowie. Get big, get gains, and get in there. because that's maintaining your presence in bronze is so important. Don't just let them walk all over you. You don't deserve to have that happen to you. Number 2, nades. This is going to become a problem once you become more present in the fight and you start having to be pressured to use your abilities in specific ways. I urge you to continue to use nades aggressively. When you slap the Rein and you anti the entire team, if you continuously do that all game, you will not lose. You will not. And if you manage to lose, I want you to come to me and be like, hey, Paz, I did this and it didn't work. And I want to VOD review it. And I want to see how bad your team was. Because if you're consistently hitting nades and you're getting value like that, and it's not just nades, it's an aggro nades. So let me make sure I write aggro. It needs to be aggressive purples. Like 90% of the time, it's purples. I mean that. If you're and I don't know if you've watched the How to Climb Azana yet.
Yeah.
That video is the biggest point that you can get out of that video is nades. Aggression. Aggressive nades will carry you games. It's how you pub stomp. On as a pub stomping character, she will get you to GM. Or at least Masters, I should say. If you play her correctly. You have any questions about that? I feel like that one's pretty simple.
No, yeah, that one's
and then number 3 is just Vaxta. You've probably heard me say Vaxta before. It's a training code. What I would do for you is I'd go into Vaxta, the workshop code before you play. I generally say 30 minutes a day for higher end players, but I've realistically figured out that, most players can't just do it. They can't just do 30 minutes a day. They have to ease their way into it. So start with 5 minutes a day. And if you like that and you want a little bit more, start with 10 minutes a day of Vaxta. Unscoped on a training, a little bit of scoped here and there, some quick scopes. In Vaxta, you're going to become a lot more consistent so that when we go back to step 1, we can maintain presence and not be scared. And then we can make sure that we're confident in our shots because you're not bad at aiming. You understand the concepts. You're just not applying them whatsoever. You're just kind of standing there and cosmetic, Yeah. I feel like once you become present, you're going to see the rank as well. Do you have any questions?
No, I'm definitely checking that out. I like aim trainers and stuff like that, like Kovacs and stuff.
Yeah, and don't overdo it for Vaxta in the game. Just do 5 minutes a day. Ease your way into it. Make it a habit. Don't make it something that you just ease your way into. I'm starting to learn that habit building is better than just saying, yeah, just do 30 minutes of Vaxta every day. Shoo. Just do it. Whatever. If you want it, you'll get it. Nah, just make it a habit and it'll work out for you. And if you don't have any questions, it's just what it seems. I'll continue to talk to you after we're done with this the YouTube video. But if anyone in the comment section has questions, if you've watched this far and aren't subscribed yet, that's pretty cool. I don't know how you found me and you're not subscribed and watched 33 minutes of some random dude you've never seen before, but you should consider subscribing and maybe liking as well. And if you have any questions like this guy, you should also send that in the comments. And also join the Discord, which is also linked in the description if you just want a Discord DM or my live stream if you want that to be live. Good luck climbing, everyone. Again, I'm here to help. Overwatch 1 is almost over, so we want to make sure that we're ready for Overwatch 2. Keep grinding, keep improving. But until next time, I've got to peace out and pass out. I'll see you in the next one.